All right, this particular exercise, we're going to name it holes, and it is designed to help you understand the use of the hole tool for creating different types of hole patterns and hole features on a part. So we're going to start, we're going to create a sketch. We're going to start on the top view. I'm going to create a 4-inch diameter circle. So and then we're going to on that circle I'm going to put a point. So I'm also going to create a point. So and that point is going to be in the X or on the Y axis, and it is on a as we think about it, it is on a 2.5-inch bolt circle. So we're going to dimension that point from the center down. That is going to be at 1.25. So that'll put us at a 2.5-inch bolt circle. Now, I'm going to use the um, circular pattern tool here, and I'm going to actually select the point, and we're going to create it on a circle point. We're wanting 5 points here. So now if you think about 5 points, so if you take 360 degrees divided by 5, that should give us about a 72-degree orientation between each of these points. So now I've got uh, those 5 points on here. So let's finish the sketch. So I am going to extrude down. So we're going to extrude down minus 1.5 inches. So my points are still there. So let's kind of come back up here. So I can no longer see those points because they were consumed by the extrusion when I extruded it down. So let's take a look. We can turn the eyeballs back on here. So we'll just turn that eyeball so we can see this. All right, now I'm going to create a hole, and I'm going to select this hole first. Now, in the case of this, as we're looking at the print, this is a 1/4-inch through hole. So I'm just going to go with a simple hole. So we're going to say that this is a distance of all, so it's going to go through all, and then the only thing that I really need to do right here is add the 0.25. Now notice we've got, this is saying a tapped hole. It's not, it's just a simple hole here. So as we open up different and click on different tools, we're going to get different menus. So in this case, this is just going to be a simple hole using this tool. And we're going to make the hole diameter here 0.25. Go ahead and click OK. So we've got that hole. Going over to the next hole. So let's use this hole pattern again. So we're going to select that point. In this case, the hole call out for that is just another simple through hole as well. And this is a this hole is a tighter tolerance hole, but it's still, we'll say that this is going to be a clearance hole, and it'll be a clearance hole. If you take a look, we've got flathead machine screws, hex head bolts, hex head cap bolts, socket head cap screws. So we've got ANSI ISO standard metric. This is an ANSI unified. So we'll change this here overall for socket head cap screw, and in this case we're still going to go through all. So we want to say through all, and we can change this to the size here. and in this case we want it to be for a 1/2 inch hole. So that opens this up. So if we're going to give clearance for a 1/2 inch socket head cap screw, notice the size is related. This is going to be 531 thousandths. So, and that's where I want this to be. So in terms of this hole, so right here, okay, so there's the second hole. Now, let's go to the next one here as we create another hole. I'm going to go to this hole. In this case, it's still a simple hole type, but now we are going to give it a tapped. It's going to be a tapped hole. Our distance, all of these are going, this is what we would refer to as a blind hole. So the distance in this case is going to be 0.75. So we're not going all the way through, it's going 0.75. Now notice we have to pay attention to the drill point. So there's an angle here and a flat. So this is giving us the distance. So we have a thread, we can either have a full thread or we can have an offset thread. We're going to keep this with the full thread. Now, we're still in the unified screws thread forms here. So we're still keeping that same unified screw form as well. So as we scroll down, you'll see that there are other windows open here. So in this case, this is a 1/4 20. So we need to kind of come back here and we need to find the 1/4 inch 20. Now notice the size is kind of tied in. So you got to kind of change as you take a look at this. So we got to kind of find the right size. So if here is a 1/4, that gives us a 1/4 20, 1/4 24, 1/4 27, 1/4 28. These are different types of unified screw threads here. This is going to be a unified course at the 1/4 20 right hand thread. So click OK. That gives us the thread form. So you can kind of look in there. You can see the thread that's actually in that part. So, all right. Our next one here is another hole. In this case, we're going to have a countersunk hole. So we're going to select this one. This is going to be countersunk. So notice the different window that pops up. It is going to be a simple hole. So we do have the drill point. It's going all the way through, so we can go ahead and set the extent to go all the way through. And in this case, our dimension here is going to be 0.373 or 0.375 3/8 as far as the diameter, and then they are breaking outside of tradition, and they're saying that the countersink here should be 0.750, and it is an 82-degree countersink. So we're good on that one. So there is our countersunk hole. So take a look at the way that looks. So that's the countersunk hole. And lastly, we're going to create the counter bored hole. So this is our next hole. This is the counter bore hole here. Again, it's a simple hole, and we can say we want it to be flat or going through. This does go all the way through, so let's set our distance to through all. It is a 3/8 diameter, and the counter bore size is 0.75. So now this shows the depth, and it wants the depth here as we read the call out to be 0.25. So everything's good to go on that one. Click OK. So, and there we go. That gives us all the information here. So we've got that whole pattern down. So it's time to save this. So let's go ahead and file save. This is going to be holes. Type in your first initial followed by your last name and save that. And we'll call this drawing done.